What are we going to talk about in a year's time? Sat on
Ooh,
most
okay.
famous green sofa in AI.
Well, I had a really good point made to me the other day. I was having a discussion with someone about AI and consciousness, and I was like, we're so far away from AI being conscious. And this guy was like, AI has already done so many things that we didn't expect. So have an open mind. I love that, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Like, it's so exciting to not know what's going to come next. But I think, to be honest, I think this was the year of kind of hype. And I think next year will be the year of implementation.
Yep.
You know, the world and their wife are now teaching people how to use AI, which is a very good business. And and it's like, for how long are people going to be able to teach people how to do it? Like, you know, sometimes I worry we're in this short window of like everyone's going to be using this stuff, you know. And it was interesting talking to this founder of literally the biggest AI training company in the UK. He said he's never had more imposter syndrome than this year, because he's like, all I'm doing is learning faster than anybody else. So I think hopefully it'll be, I don't know, I mean, I know it's so ambiguous and broad, a bit more mass adoption. I think hopefully, like I said, there were so many conferences that we went to last year and everyone's gassed about AI, but no one's actually making the stuff. Like, I want to see some people making really cool things. Yeah, it's not so concrete. How about you?
Oh, honestly, what I'm hoping is that like we can start tying a little bit of these threads back together a little bit more. Like, you know, I think as like AI gets smarter and smarter, as you know, like physical robots get cheaper and cheaper, and like, you know, you can buy like one of those like little walking around dogs for like, I think it's like less than like £3,000 now. I can only imagine that's going to get cheaper, and I'm like, I have a feeling that AI is going to become a physical thing in our lives. So whether that's like a dog, you know, like an electronic dog that's walking around, a floating orb, a hat that has it in there, like it's going to become a thing that we can like have a tactile relationship to. And my feeling with that is we're gonna finally get off our phones. That's what I'm just gonna put that out there.
Well, two things come up from that. One is remember that conversation we had about how we're all gonna have our own private AI on our own boxes, so we'll have. So I feel like that, in terms of like data and stuff, having like localized, personalized AI on an actual server that you have in your home. I mean, it's boring and it's geeky, but I think it's the way it's going. And then did you see ChatGPT launch these physical phones, which are literal plastic phones that aren't even real?
Yeah, I remember
and
saying.
They're flying off the shelves because everybody wants to be off their phone. And if we're in this age of voice-first AI, you know, the whole driving force between everything that I'm going to be doing next year, it's about helping people to connect more with themselves and the world around them. Yeah, like we're a slave to these machines and we don't want to use them. So it's like, it seems preposterous. Do we need more technology to help us get off the technology that we have already? But I actually think we do.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and or like, you know, what happens when AI is like, yeah, like it doesn't need to, I don't need to open an app on my phone, or, you know, because I was like thinking about it and I was like, when I wake up in the morning, I think the only interaction I have with an AI is like me shouting at Siri from across the room to like go, what's the weather? Or what time is it? And I'm like, I could just walk over and like look at it. But already my body's like going like, if we can just not look at the phone a little bit more, how amazing.
Yeah.
So like, what else could it be in? Like, you know, is it going to be embodied? And I think, you know, I think that's it. Like, I know me and you, we like building stuff and we like making stuff. Does everyone like building stuff and making stuff?
You know what's so interesting? Because I was having a call about teaching a vibe coding workshop, and these people were like, oh, I think getting them to use Replit by the end of the session is too much. And I was like, no, it's not. I was like, we can all build something by the end of the day. And I was like, am I just like naively optimistic? I always say that, you know, I'm a techno optimist, but I don't want to be naively optimistic. And then I realized it was the propensity to want to build.
It's the one, builders build.
And even sometimes I stand in my own way. I know that I want to, but it feels annoying. That first hump, you know, it's like sitting down to do your homework and you don't want to do it, and it's like you have to get through something to get in flow. And it's like and I think collectively people are really feeling that. But I do think when people see what they can make and how much better it's going to improve their lives. But I don't know, maybe that's it. Like, you know, maybe that's far-fetched. I don't know.
That's it. Like, because I keep thinking about it. I'm like, in my normal life, if I wasn't just so obsessed by making stuff constantly, what would I make? Like, what would I like? Ask our friends. Like, you know, what would they want to make? Like, what do you want to make with an AI? Do you need to make a tracker app for your thing? Do you want to make a thing that like does another thing? So like, is there people who are going to be making stuff and then selling, sharing, you know, disseminating services? But then what? Like,
I
are
hope
we?
so.
Yeah. I mean, there will be, like, and I think there will be. So that's where, like, you know, like, I think I was like when we were talking about it, like yesterday or something, when I was saying, I feel like vibe coding is going to be a phrase that disappears.
Oh,
Because
really? It's the, you know, it's the Collins Dictionary.
yeah. Is it the word of the?
Word of the year.
I thought it was rage bait that was the word of the year.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
that was Oxford's.
Okay.
Rage bait and vibe coding. So maybe I'm rage baiting the vibe
interesting.
coders and be like,
how can we vibe code something to get rid of rage bait?
yeah. Or increase rage bait. No more rage bait.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, that's what I mean. Like, will people be vibe coding stuff in the next year or will you just be able to make anything you want just by asking ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Like, in the sense of like vibe coding still requires you to do work, right? You still have to sit in front of your computer for a few hours, for an hour or so, to make a thing, to then like pump it out or whatever, right? So what does that look like? And then I think the thing that's going to become massively important is like how creators and people who are like not influencers but like are making stuff and are in the space sharing their work, that I think is going to become like massively multiplied by AI use.
Yeah, and I think we want more in-person events. We want less people showing off about their lives. You know, I hope that things will change for the better.
I think they will. Like that. My feeling is like if all of us can like make stuff to make ourselves feel better, well, of course, like that's the thing that everyone needs to do then.
I hope so. I hope it'll be that year that we realise that obviously we're at the mercy of these big tech companies, but I really do want people to think that we have more influence than we do. And like when we talked about before, the idea, I think so many of us are outsourcing our ideas to AI and using it to help us think better rather than think for us. Is an exciting opportunity.
Yeah. And, you know, I think like ideas we always come back to, it's like, you know, it's going to be interesting. Like, you know, I think like even now I'm like waiting for the machine to come up with its own idea so I can be like, no, that's sick, bro. Because the minute the machine comes with an idea, I'm like, I'm not sure I'm ever going to leave like the conversation and just be like, let's come up with another idea.
Yeah.
Let's make another thing. What if we made another thing to come up with more ideas?
I just feel like it's more of a collaboration though now. Yeah.
And like, you know, I think like that is always the sort of like the realization this year is like actually the most important part of AI is the I bit, is the intelligence bit. And are we like, so if we call AI artificial intelligence, does that mean that we are just I? Like just the intelligence part, like the machine, no matter how good it gets, cannot like functionally do better than us right now because like and I'd love to sort of like, I really can't wait to explore that next year because I'm like, the calculator can do better maths than me, but it doesn't just sit there doing maths on its own. It doesn't just go like, oh my God, Omar, well, look at this amazing maths that I've done. So will AI do that? Like, will AI be finding new stuff on its own? And if it does, why does it need to do that? Does that mean, like, in the sense of like, will a machine come up with novel ideas on its own? And if it does, like, you know, if it solves something, it's like, oh my God, like I've just worked out how to make a square pizza, for example. I'm like, oh my God, that fits perfectly in the box.
Well, you know what, it might. It surprises me and disappoints me every day. So who knows what's in store?
What a line to end on.
But it does.
Yeah.
And like this is so annoying. Like, you know, like you promise the world. And then I'm like, that. Whoa, this is sick. Yeah. So
I feel like that about like my favorite people on the planet. I'm like, you're great. You're great.
Exactly. So I guess it's all to play for.
Amazing. Well, Happy New Year.
Okay, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
See you next year.
Bye. See you next year. Bye.